Welcome back to Broken Bobby's Transformation Page. If you are new to the page, in 1990 I became involved in the drug gang world. From 92 to '06, I spent a lot of time incarcerated. I tell these stories to let you know it don't have to be you. If you're young and thinking about trying something or you're figuring out how to get out, these are my stories of this lifestyle and how it affected me, and eventually I got out and transformed my life. So let's get into today's story. So, today, as you can see from the thumbnail, we are talking about your gang has your back, right? Okay, so let's get into this. What I mean by your gang, because now there are prison gang members, don't get it twisted, but there's very few of them. Uh, Being on a gang on the streets doesn't make you a prison gang member when you go to prison. But now everything when you get to prison is broken into cars, and those cars are within your race or your faction. So for me, uh, when I got to prison, I was part of the IE car, the Inland Empire, if you don't know. And the Inland Empire is Riverside and San Bernardino counties is considered the Inland Empire. So you get to prison, and it coming from the county jail, it's kind of a trip when you arrive in prison because now you have people from all over the state potentially. Typically, they try to keep you close to closer to home, but like when I was in reception, there's a guy from San Francisco area. He was a long ways from home, so uh, I had never been locked up with people like that. So you break into cars, and like I said, for the woods, we had the IE car, the Orange County car, the LA car, a bunch of different cars, and then there's skins and other groups. So now, so you come out to yard, you see all these people, everybody's all tattooed up and intimidating, or trying to be, and basically you figure out who you're running with, which, like I said, for me was the IE, and you feel a sense of comfort, I guess you would say, because you got a lot of homeboys that are going to have your back if something happens, and you're going to have their back as well. But don't get it twisted. These people that are going to save your life in the event of a riot or something like that, well, potentially, are also the same people that could ultimately take you out. So uh, I want to get into clashing amongst the groups, and it does happen. I've seen it happen quite a bit, and I'm going to provide you with a couple of examples. So don't leave. Hang around. It's going to get good here. So before we get into that, if you are new to the page, welcome. I appreciate your time. Hit that like button, drop a comment, tell me what your experiences were, subscribe to the channel, and hit that share button if you know somebody that may like this sort of content. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way, whenever I put out a new video, you will be notified and you can watch it when you're ready to watch it. So let's get into this. So I was in McFarland MCCF in McFarland, California. It's up in the Central Valley, Delano area. And there was tension on the yard amongst the Southern faction. So what it was is a couple of the cars were beefing, I guess you would say. And it was Orange County in LA. And, it's not my politics, so I don't want to get too much into it. But I guess the Orange County guys were feeling like the LA guys felt like they were the shit, basically. And they were running everything. Everybody had positions of power from the LA car, and none of the Orange County guys did. So ultimately, it kicked off on this yard. And MCCF, it's a small yard, maybe less than 1,000 people in the whole place. So when you're out at yard, maybe there might be 100 guys or so. So this is small time stuff in these places, but yeah, it actually kicked off over, it was a power struggle. And believe me when I tell you there will be repercussions for this, but when you're dealing with a bunch of alpha males, this is the type of stuff that can happen. Another example of clashing within your own faction, I've told the story before about how it kicked off in reception over a homosexual, and that was amongst the blacks. And no disrespect to the blacks whatsoever when I say this, but this is something that happened. And amongst the blacks, from what I see, there's a real division between the Bloods and the Crips, especially on the lower levels. You know, you get to a level 4 180, there I would believe there's a lot more unification because, you know, the stakes are really high there. But another example, a homie of mine was telling me that he was in Salinas Valley sometime in the 90s, and the Woods and the Skinheads kicked it off. So I know with the NLRs, a big reason they lost a lot of the juice they had on these main lines was because they were a small faction of their group decided that they didn't want to answer to the big homies no more, and they were actually putting you can fill in the blank there, the big organization for the Woods. So that led to a change in power structure basically on these main lines. So yeah, the people that you think are going to have your back aren't necessarily the ones. I mean, yes, 90% of the time they're going to, but believe me, if you fuck up and run up a drug debt or something, who do you think's going to come after you? They're going to send somebody that is comfortable with you, that you are used to having around you, and as soon as you turn your back, they're going to stab you. I mean, that's just what it is. So, yeah, it's all fun and games until you fuck up. And then the very people that you rely on to have your back are going to be the ones that are going to stab you in the back. And it's very rare that they're going to come face to face. They're going to wait for a moment of weakness when you're not looking or something, and they're going to be on you. So something to think about, within the prison system. And I don't know, maybe things are a little bit different now. It's been a while since I've been in there, but prison is a treacherous place. So just something to ponder on, I guess you would say. If you are dealing with addiction, which is 75% of the people in these prisons are there because of addiction in one way or another. Today's a great day to quit. I believe in you. So if you are dealing with those sort of things, find a meeting, talk to somebody, and get on your path to recovery. Life is good when you're sober. So if you don't follow me on TikTok, I'm at Broken Bobby 72 on TikTok. Also Instagram, Broken Bobby 72. Those are my other social medias. On TikTok, I'm going to try to do some stitches or duets. I don't know. I'm still kind of new to the social media scene, so I'm trying to figure that stuff out. I want to do some reaction videos to some current events in the news. So check me out over there. More than likely, that's where you'll find that sort of stuff. So remember, family, fitness, and freedom are what set me free. And, you start working towards something better, and life's not too bad. Anyways, that's my story for the day. Don't look at the mountain. Just start climbing.